Oh, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to the fourth episode in my Tsukimonogatari reaction series, the final episode of this arc. Very, very excited to be here today. Just a little bit of context about how I'm recording this. It's actually Tuesday. I was very, very, very busy and tired yesterday, so we're here on the Tuesday, which is a day late, and we're going to try to edit this tonight. So yeah, we're going to try to keep it speedy if I can, but I know there will be a lot to talk about, so I don't know. We're gonna try our best. Let's put it that way, like we do most weeks. We're gonna do YouTube comments a little bit backwards this week because most of these comments are about the same thing. So Eben and then a couple of replies here by Kramer, and I believe this is instant noodles in Portuguese. So hello, instant noodles. The profile picture definitely matches there as well. They're all about the order. So I don't know if I was clear last week about what order I was doing. It's still in the poll. It's still up to a democratic decision. But I'm a little bit conflicted about what I should do here because the way Eben and Kramer and Instant Noodles are pushing for it, it's the correct order is Koyomi next. That's how it is in my file set. That's all well and good, right? But I've put it to the poll, and spoilers on the poll, but the other order is winning right now, and that's got me a little bit stumped, right? And then I did a little bit of digging, and it turns out the broadcast order, the way it was shown on TV, would have been Owari Monogatari next. So I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. It's essentially a poll between, am I trying to please like Nisuo purists, authorial intent, the order that the actual author of the text wanted to be shown for the show, or am I trying to mirror an anime watcher experience from how you would watch the show airing broadcast order wise? You know what I mean? Like, what is my role here? Right? I don't know. It's a tough one, and I think I'm just going to still leave it to democracy. Maybe it's just a vocal minority that like this order better. I don't know. It's kind of got me stumped. It's got me stumped right now. That's about where I sit on it. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of back and forth in the Discord about it would be appreciated. About is it really that big of a difference between what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, and blah 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 blah. Either way, I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Now, scrolling back down, now we only have two other comments. So, Gian Bueno and Simon. Let's start with Gian's because he was first, and I like to do things like that, first and best dress. This is an interesting little bit of knowledge here. I forgot this part of it, right? He describes the spring, the Kizumonogatari spring break, I guess you would call it, as a living hell now coming back to him. But this time his soul is turning independently of external factors. There is no master to kill to turn him back. There isn't that other lever to pull, right? So we have, okay, let's break this down. We have Araragi, the character we know, the heroic, the self-sacrifice, the puts others before himself always, right? Saves the girl. All these things we know about Araragi is in conflict with this deep desire to not go back to this spring break time in his life. That's an interesting conflict that I think is going to come to a head in this episode. Tadetsuru, I believe his name is. We're going to see what happens there, what he chooses to do. The anime glosses over this a little bit, but it's implied that Kaganui took her time and unfolded every single piece of the Thousand Cranes to find the message about the shrine in one of them. It's a somewhat inefficient method of leaving a message, but precisely the warped aesthetic sense she was talking about for Tadetsuru. I'm expecting this guy to be a little bit artsy, a little bit hoity-toity, for lack of a better term, potentially up his own ass a little bit. We're going to see. This is kind of the vibe I'm getting based off these actions. I don't know. I don't really even know what he's going to look like. Maybe like a thinner build. Maybe like a male-looking Kaganui in a way. I don't know. We'll see. I vaguely remember this. People in the comments talking about Yotsugi and Yozuru and trigonometry by literally a way to read cotangent and cosine as well. Tadetsuru is not excluded from that. His name is sine. So cotangent, cosine over sine. Ononoki equals Kaganui over Tadetsuru. We're mathing it out. I haven't done this in years. But sure, I'm sure you can make some implications about character from that in some weird ways that I'm not apt to do without meeting the bloke first. So we're going to see. And yeah, maybe a little bit of a subtitle foible, potentially, a little bit of a mistake little bit of a weird translation. Instead of it being Tadetsuru the perfect specialist for that situation, the perfect guy to go against them, hence why everything felt like too much of a coincidence, hence why I think Augie is potentially involved here. And yeah, actually Gian throwing his hat in the ring as well for Novel Order. I hope Novel Order wins, a lot of nuance, seemingly missing for no reason other than wanting to watch TV audio. I don't know. Like, we're going to talk about it, I think, a little bit. And yeah, very excited for next week. Keep up with the good work. Thank you very much. And then just Simon's comment here. In every scene, Araragi doesn't have a reflection. In 8 minutes and forward, just like in Kizu, never had a reflection, never had a shadow. Hard life for sure. 20 years, people are going to be curious why some 40-year-old man looks like he's in his 20s. Yeah, there's that whole age debate there as well. The kind of long-lifedness. I don't know, what's the word? Eternal youth. There you go. That's better. I mean, yeah, this is talking to larger stuff about Guy Nezuko. Why is somebody that seemingly knows everything not as helpful as they potentially could be? Simon believes it's to put people in debt in a way, which may be a little bit of a harsh take for now, but I mean, he's seen the thing, I haven't. So yeah, now we're on to a little bit of a timeline. This thing's big now, by the way. I keep writing too much in it. Here we go. Back to episode 3 of Tsukimonogatari. This is what happened. Araragi now has a limiter on the times he can use the vampiric powers. He won't be able to hold the vampirism back if he uses it one more time. He may use it one more time, I believe. We're going to see, but I'm pretty sure he will. We talk about a lot of different things for like 10 minutes in a way that's kind of hard to summarize. Thanks me from the past. That's very not helpful. Like, I might as well just delete that. It kind of just sets up like, okay, Tadetsuru and the sister's in a certain place, and Guy Nezuko may need to be called, and there's some back and forth about Shinobu and not Yotsugi, Kaganui, and what they may do if Araragi does turn into a vampire, and how that conflict may play out from there. Either way, we get the phone call that like the worst thing ever has happened, and that Araragi's sisters and Kambaru have been stolen away by a new specialist not under Guy Nezuko's network called Tadetsuru. So on the exact correct night for this to happen, the exact correct guy has shown up and done the exact correct thing. It's, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, we're going to the meeting place that's the shrine. We're forced into a situation where we must save the girl right in front of me, save the person right in front of me, without relying on powers that we have had up to this point. Think about other arcs in the past. Thinking just off the top of my head, Saruga Monkey needed to use his powers. What was another one? Who did he like fight in one of them? Nadeko Snake. Like a bunch of times. He's used his vampire powers like a lot to not die. He's pretty good at not dying. And that's kind of in reflection to what we have going on with the rest of the arc, about it being kind of self-reflective for the series and like taking a lens to itself, taking a lens to, can we keep doing the same things forever? Change, repetition, lots of themes, right? Of course. It's Monogatari, of course it's deep. But yeah, Kaganui can't help because she can only fight immortal aberrations, but Yotsugi's here kind of in her stead, so we'll see where that goes. Predictions, as I've said before, I think Araragi's going to use his vampire powers against this guy to get his way, and that's going to result in some bad stuff. That's going to mean that we've got a ticking time bomb on the rest of the series until he turns into a vampire. That's going to have lingering effects for basically the entire cast, up to and including Augie, Guy Nezuko, Senjugahara, Hanakawa, basically everybody. Everybody revolves around Araragi. It's kind of harem-esque in that way. And yeah, that's going to be our concrete stopping point for what we have going on, however far in the future that may be. And yeah, it's going to be kind of sad to say goodbye, kind of sad to be on that final stretch. But again, this is all very predictive. It could go in a completely different direction. I don't know. I just got a feeling. And it's a pretty strong one. You know what I also have a strong feeling about, though? It's my shill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I can do to improve my presentation. Comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back, and the Discord. Join Discord, discuss various Monogatari-related things in the Discord potentially. And yeah, all sorts of fun other stuff. Polls. that kind of thing. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a sec for episode 4, the final episode of Tsukimonogatari. Right now, right here, got episode 4 of Tsukimonogatari up here ready to go. 33 minutes and 3 seconds on that one, so a little bit of a longer one, which is a little bit unfortunate considering I'm a little bit strapped on time, but hey, we're going to give it a go anyway. Kogel subs, picture in picture, no reason to stand on ceremony. Let's jump right in. Right here. 3, 2, 1, go. Traffic light. Uh, 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 hmm. I didn't have a home. Traffic light. Ah! What is my sub doing? Hello? Okay, I'll need to fix that one up later. You're weird. Isn't it kind of morning? Okay, opening good. I was going to be a little bit disappointed if my subs were stuffed up for the rest of the episode too. Yeah, that was scary. That was an Augie jump scare. We don't want that. Yeah, I wonder why she's around. No one can, no one can tell me that. It's a mystery. I guess she was just out for a walk, since the morning. What's she saying in the instrumental there? It's like, bah, something like that. Ooh, back's a bit sore too. That's no good. I feel a little bit disheveled lately. Got the beard going on, which is never a good look. And yeah, just been tired as. But I've had a coffee. Coffee's important. Oh, this is the last time I'm watching this opening too. That's kind of sad. It's a really good one. As I've alluded to before, I'll probably do some tier lists at the end of the show. Definitely going to be an opening tier list in there for sure. Stop looking at me though. Yotsuga Doll Part 4. What do you know about it? According to the setting? What? I guess they did talk about it, I remember. Did something good happen? He says that one. I mean, he does most of those. Music's great, by the way. He has a lot of lines. I don't know. Huh. She's just bored. It's like, oh, he got caught up in a conversation. Yeah, it keeps doing that. Weird. What is happening? This is freaking me out. The scale balanced. That's a 4-layer snowman. It's kind of crazy. He's really taking it on the chin. Huh? Okay, that was like implied that she knows more than you think, right? I would argue, yeah. Yeah, he did. Losing many things. He hasn't really lost much. A little bit. Hachikuji, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna need to watch that scene like 4 more times. Yeah, it's true. But how do you know that? Did you say that aloud? No, you're not predicting random things. I think it's the truth. I still don't know the motive. Things to be proper. I don't know. You can get your bum out of the camera, though. Yes. Proper. Regular? This is not where I expected the episode to go, by the way. Like, at all. I just want to kind of meet him. Yeah. Devil Chan. Oh. I don't think your stealth stat's that good. Convince him. In quotation marks. Okay. Go on. Okay. I need to talk about this a bunch too. Okay. As a Yotsugi doll. Oh, hello. Everybody involved in the production. Nice little idol dance too. Okay. This is very interesting. It's like origin stuff. Really? Huh. Haven't I seen this before? Okay. I see. So they're kind of at odds? Okay. Well, he's not going to do that. No, 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 no. Nah. Nah, nah, nah. Yeah, but Araragi's not going to do that. I thought he may have reached for that. Wow. I get it. Yeah, I mean, it mirrors, right? It's the whole thing. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's done it a lot of times now. He did it earlier as well in like episode 2, I believe. What is happening? But can you put my skirt down? Yeah? The grovel won't work. Kind of like preventing immortal aberration before it starts, which is something that was brought up before too. Oh, well, I'm not doing that. Yeah, that was very pretty. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he can put it down at any time. Oh, I mean, huh. But Araragi again doesn't do that. Huh. I would still think that you're the murderer, you know? Huh. Okay. Okay. Oh! That's not how I expected him to look at all. He's kind of a Chad. And he's like speed running origami. Yo, he's cool. What the hell? He. Yeah, that's an insane logic jump. What? What are you talking about? Sure. Yeah. I mean, you guys are here. That's half the battle. I mean, surely this guy can just like hear you. Okay. Chit chat skill. I mean, he does have that. He is good at an. He's good at a chit chat. Okay. Okay. All right. That's all very selfish, but sure. Go off. Yeah. It's very cheesy. Oh, there's a quick chapter. Do I know your voice? I definitely know your voice. Talk again, please. Yeah, you're the guy. I know that you're the guy. Okay. Oh, well, I didn't know that. Okay. A childish curse. So are you like a ghost right now? How are you here? Okay. One is tangentially related. Yeah, that one. Ooh, my video just had a little bit of a problem there. Okay. I think I missed a reveal. Oh no. Why? So why are you here? I mean, you're here because you got told to be here by Augie. Huh? What is happening? Augie check? Did he just forget the plot? What happened? What do you mean? Okay. Best or casting? Oh, the stage. It's all coming together, baby. And you don't know who? Surely you would know who. It's too perfect. Yotsugi's having a bit of trubs. I mean, this is all very meta. Yeah, but, like, there's some genuine emotion behind it. That's why. What is anything, then? Okay. I mean, he needs to come back at some point. Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't be saying search for Oshino then. No, not the proper word. Think about it. He is kind of really good at that. Okay, the time's up then. Okay. Oh, Ninja Star, he's cool. But it's like he's been forced into this. Oh, that, like, symbol too, yeah? I'm dense too, apparently. Human. What line? What line? Oh. Oh, that one? Okay, so you turned your back and talked to Thingo. Okay. But why? I mean, I understand why she did that. But, like, that wasn't the plan. Okay. Oh, well, that's no good. Bakemono? Okay. A little bit of a cautionary tale there from Yotsugi. Yeah. Okay, fourth wally. Oh, hello. Hello, you three. Okay, did we need that? We won! Question mark. Set foot? Okay, bye. Before dawn? Dawn check? That's good. We won! Question mark. Please tell me what the story means. Yeah, sure. But what else? Huh? Oh, hello. Haven't seen you in yonks. I forgot it was Valentine's Day, actually. D- Never say tasty wasty in my presence ever again. Okay. That little yay was, it was one of them. Yeah. She's leaning a little like too into this. I don't know. Senju's intense in every facet of her being. Saying things like what? Like hiding from his presence. It's kind of cute. Proper is an interesting theme we're bringing in. Okay. Oh. I mean, your shower's over there. Are you guys gonna, go for it? Oh, Kabe down. Oh, he didn't miss a beat. Okay, Araragi. Okay. What about everything else? That was an insane shot. That was actually really funny. Oh, okay. 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 Okay, just say the themes. Do it. Okay. Bye bye. Yeah, I guess what I'll say is that Monogatari knew what I was thinking from basically the first second of this episode to the last. They're like, we know what you think is going to happen here, and the characters also know what they think is going to happen here, and are thus going to act in a way that is contrary to how they're supposed to act. But even in that process, is that how they're supposed to act according to the master plan? You know? The show's sending me insane. Um, it's a complete and utter disregard for conventional story structure. It really truly is. To the point of this Tetsuro guy literally saying, like, this is fucked up the way I'm here right now. I can't be here like this. I don't want to be here. Uh I guess I'm gonna fight you? I guess. And then he just dies. It's like, huh? Also, it's like Dio, right? It's Dio. It's that guy. He's the guy. He's in the things. He's also Attack on Titan guy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, but yeah, that was insane. And hmm, I probably can't even tell you how insane it is until I see the rest of the show. That's kind of mad. And yeah, jumping into a little bit of analysis on that one. I mean, I say a little bit, it's probably going to be a lot of bit. Okay, we're in like trouble. I've summarized this and I'm going insane. Why would you tell a story like this? It's kind of fucked up if I'm honest, and not really not what I needed today. It's definitely very interesting, but it's fucked. It's really fucked. Uh I start as such. How the fuck am I going to summarize this? So much goes on. There's so much dialogue. There's so much stuffage in the episode that it's really hard to summarize in a believable way. There's not really cause and effect and events of the episode because everybody knows everything. And I've just gone through how everybody just knows everything. The episode starts with Orki waiting for Araragi and saying a bunch of ominous things with a lot of winking and nudging, implying that she knows way more than she should, right? Like, even about, I think there was a throwaway line about what Yotsugi is and that she shouldn't know that or should know that or something in there. She slipped up somehow and there was a musical cue that I kind of missed in the moment. And then Yotsugi, straight after that scene, they kind of chapter break. Straight after that scene, she says like the entire plot of the episode and what she thinks is going to happen and how Augie is orchestrating it. And I'm like, you guys aren't supposed to know that. I know that because I'm smart and I've seen fiction before. Not you. You're not supposed to know that. And then we meet Tadatsuru, and then he knows way more than he should too, to the point where he's like, why the fuck am I here? What am I doing? And then he's like, hey, Araragi, look for Oshino. He isn't like a player in this play that we're playing out, the roles that we're playing, the fucking the spotlights come down. It's the whole stage thing again, right? We're just pieces on somebody's fucking chessboard, right? Something in the service of being proper. He's not in the service of being proper, Oshino, but Oshino Meme may also be close to the issue due to the Orgi connection, right? And then Yotsugi kills Tadetsuru, bringing full circle on some of the human monster stuff that's basically been a theme the entire show. And Tadetsuru, I think, knows that this is going to happen as well. He knows that this is the next step of this part of the plan too. And then Kaganui, Yotsugi, and Gaian imply that they know exactly why this situation is occurring, which is to create a rift between Araragi and Yotsugi, similar to the rifts between him and Hachikuji and Nadeko that have happened in the past, isolating Araragi further from people close to him. And there's some epilogue stuff with Senjugahara, but mostly Yotsugi's going to stick around close to Araragi in the service of countering the plan that Orgi has, right? Where she's going to be like, I'm isolating Araragi for reason. I think we're going to try to counter that by making sure that Yotsugi is close to Araragi. But maybe this is all part of the fucking plan too. I don't know. Either way, okay, I want to get something out of the way now. It's something I was just thinking about while typing this, right? Why is Orgi doing this? We're seemingly isolating Araragi. So let's take Orgi and her approach to the Nadeko situation, right? Let's say that she's playing like 8D chess and knew every single step of the plan, and now the plan is played out in a pretty natural way to which Araragi can't see Nadeko anymore, right? For pretty believable reasons. Was this the plan from the start, to get another person in his corner away from him in a believable way? Did we just fall for that the entire time? I forget the stuff with the Hachikuji and the blob and the darkness and that side of it. Did Orgi have a hand in that? Orgi was definitely talking to Araragi throughout the process about certain stuff. I remember that. She was like kind of the framing device for the telling of that story. Is she involved there? I honestly forget. It's been so long. But yeah, let's say like she's cutting off different people related to Araragi, right? And is this in the service of some kind of justice? Is this in the service of some kind of serves you right? Damn it! And is it based on the relationship between Oshino Meme and Araragi? Kind of. Orgi seems pretty alone. Are we going to keep that up? Is she alone because Oshino Meme's been like a bad uncle? She doesn't really have family that I know of. So what gives, basically? Is she jealous of the relationship between Araragi and Oshino Meme? But is that what the narrative wants me to think, right? Because I went into this episode, I was, feeling good. I was like, I know exactly what's going to happen in this episode, and it's going to be awesome. And then bam, sideswiped, punched in the fucking head by Monogatari for like the 20 millionth time. And honestly, I'm struggling to cope. And I think the only way I can cope is by watching it again and seeing if anything changes for me. There was some weird subbing stuff. There was some weird audio stuff. My video kind of stuffed up one time during the recording, which was a little bit strange. But yeah, we're going to see if we can uncover more here. Like, the thing about this is this could be wrong too. I could just be incorrect. But we're going to see. We're going to rewatch and have a little bit of a look, if I can speak. As I said, Orgi is here. This was like... I hope the reaction gave across how surprised I was to see Orgi just here. That's crazy. That's funny as fuck. My beloved Araragi-senpai, I was tired of waiting for you. And then she's looking at her phone and there's a bunch of like Japanese text. So I don't know what that is, but sure. It's like she's reading something. Oh yeah, and of course traffic lights. How could I forget? Traffic lights are like Orgi's like calling card now. She's like the Joker, but with traffic lights. And nobody is like shocked by any of this, right? Yotsugi just goes and like plays in the snow, and Araragi just downplays the entire thing, like, "Oh, hello. It's strange to see you here. Why are you here?" Like, he doesn't go, "Ah!" He doesn't get like freaked out or anything. It's weird. And yeah, so I don't know. The whole Orgi thing's weird. She's cognizant of the supernatural because Araragi's always telling Orgi all these little stories, right? we still don't know. Sounded really Australian there. We still don't know the origins there, right? Like, how did they meet? Under what circumstances did Oshino introduce Orgi to Araragi, or some semblance of that? Does he know that she knows the occult stuff? Because then it's like, oh, I saw Araragi land with, like, Yotsugi over there. That's weird. Of course, Orgi knows that that wouldn't be weird, but how does Araragi know that Orgi knows that that wouldn't be weird? You know? I think we just need to fill in some context there. I mean, she clearly knows, but how and why? And how does he know that she knows? Which is the important part. I think I'll pass. I don't have a home anywhere. Sure. Family? Home? Hanakawa themes? And then she says, no, that's not quite right. It's completely different. It looks like you're in a hurry as well, Araragi. These, like, Orgi POV thoughts. This is fucking mental. I just thought, since Araragi-senpai is heading into battle, I should give him some words of encouragement. How do you know that? How do you know that he doesn't know that you know that you know that? That's crazy. What? What is happening? And I've been waiting here since morning, too. Oh God. I'm in over my head. So yeah, he doesn't have a shadow. So what happened to your usual young blonde Lolita slave? Yeah. So where's she hiding right now? Is she actually... Because she's with him later, but he has a shadow later. So is she just, like, can't be around at the moment? I don't know. It's weird. You can't do anything without her according to the setting, right, Araragi-senpai? Is this stuff to do with, was it Kabuki? Right? Because we were telling the whole traffic light story there as well, and then we did frickin' time travel. I remember that. Because this is where we would put the Shinobu stuff into focus with Orgi. I'm not embarrassed about it, though. About the setting? Is the setting making him not have a shadow? I don't know. That's like, you always relied on your powers too much. My uncle always used to say that. What was the line? You know the line he always says, the signature line. And then she says, like, 3 different signature lines. Like, she says 2, like decoy lines, and then says the actual line, or Araragi says the actual line. People can't help people. I won't help you. All you can do is help yourself, Araragi-kun. And yeah, this is definitely a line that he used to say, but I wouldn't put it in the top 5 most, like, repeated Oshino Meme lines. Like, he says the whole, like, did something good happen to you lately line a whole lot more. I don't know. Weird one. I wonder why I forgot. I'm too absent-minded, huh? That's my uncle's signature line. Like, but you're, like, being sarcastic. Like, it's pretty obvious to see through. You're being, like you're not being absent-minded. You obviously knew it. And then separates himself from Oshino Meme. That's why I have no regrets, to a surprising degree. Oh no, I was careless. I should have thought it through and acted more carefully. I don't think things like that now. Yeah, everything's went pretty good in the end, all things considered. He has some regrets. He has some losses along the way. No, he actually specifically says he doesn't have regrets. What about the Hachikuji stuff? Surely you regret some of that, right? Probably not, because maybe they were just working on borrowed time. It was weird. Yeah, Araragi-senpai probably would have acted the same even if he knew. That's why that is. And I think this is large implications for this episode's events, right? That's why means that's why. There's no more meaning to it than that's why. And yeah, this is definitely like Orgi speak. In the end, why I'm here doing this is because I think I'm attracted to how you're like this. How you are like this? Yeah, how you're like this, Araragi-senpai. I don't know how to put it exactly, but I think I like being mean to you. Like, they're taking the piss, bro. They're taking the piss. Of course, yeah, I know. But how do you know that? You know? It's freaking me out. This is the one that's fucked with me the most. I didn't expect to walk in here today. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just watch some fucking Monogatari. It'll be awesome. This one's fucking with me. You're fucking with me. I don't like it. Ah! And then he just, like, doesn't hear her or whatever and says, like, mean, like, lean? What? I'm being mean to things that are mean to me. You know I don't like things that are mean to me. Are you implying that I should now hate you, Orgi, because you're being mean to me? Right? Like, Araragi... Like, I'm being mean to Araragi. Araragi should henceforth be mean to me. But I don't think Araragi's ever going to be mean to you. Because it's not in his nature. Right down to, like, Nadeko snake shit, where, like, the villain got some comeuppance and he felt bad about it. You know, it's not going to happen like that. You could say, I like to be fair, like an equal amount of meanness, I guess, right? To have the scale balanced. And then proper. This word proper. I want things to be proper, how they're supposed to be, right? And then we bring it up later, like being proper as like a negative. You know, that conversation with Senju towards the end, we're implying that Hanakawa moved away from being proper so much, and that's why she's feeling a lot happier. How does this play into our overall theme stuff in Monogatari? You know, we need like an Orgy arc, I think, and it should happen at some point. You would think we need to bring a circle to this. We need to put all our cards on the table about what the fuck you are and what you're doing. And then, yeah, Araragi always relying on the powers of little girls, right? Isn't that a little bit strange? Like, still keeping up that meanness thing to Araragi. And then, yeah, Araragi's just like, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably pathetic. Like, he doesn't, like, bite back at all at any of this meanness. But you just saw it before. You know she's not a normal child. I know. I've been told before. Did I tell her that she's not a normal child? What? Yeah, I still don't get this. Then why did she say a small child at first? Okay. Like, I know that this reveals that Orgi knows more than she's letting on, which Araragi should know anyway based on the way he's approaching the dialogue, I think. I don't know. Like, fuck. I really don't know. You've matured, don't you think, Araragi-senpai? You wouldn't have been able to stay cool and collected like this before in the presence of me basically teasing you and saying some weird shit, potentially even on purpose, and then bringing up Spring Break, which is important for a lot of our themes in the episode, which we bring back, which is actually pretty good writing. A lot of Spring Break, a lot of Kizumonogatari is about human versus monster, and what humanity means and what being a human means, and how does the whole Hanakawa business play into that? How does the Shinobu stuff play into that? How thick is the line between human and monster? Of course, Yotsugi is a good character to approach this from, and bringing up this stuff, bringing up the growth from Spring Break, if I could speak, puts these themes in the head ready for the end of the episode, which is nice. Yeah, and then doesn't it mean you've matured through the cost of many things through losing many things? Yeah, yes and no, I guess. What has he really lost? Well, his normal life, his humanity in the form of Kizumonogatari and the events there, right? Humanity. He still kind of has it, but you know what I mean, right? He's lost Hachiguchi. He's lost his relationship with Nadeko. He's lost, I don't know, some other stuff probably too, but I don't think that this is a constant theme, right? And also like a bit of visual language there about like a head falling off of the snowman. And then, yeah, still taking it in his stride, Araragi, like it doesn't phase him. He's not biting to any of the bait. That being said, I can't think of failures, misfortunes, sacrifices, and such sadness as good things. You shouldn't either. Like these bad things happening to me being growth points, being ways that I have improved and grown from, I can't think of them that way. I can still only think of them as bad things, as sadness. But then he still says, like, first thing in the conversation, that he has no regrets. I don't know. And then this is where it gets crazy, right? Like, this dialogue from Yotsugi, which is implied that she's saying out loud, just like not within Araragi's earshot. Well, that girl earlier has to be the mastermind, the final boss, troubling devil boy that asked Tadatsuru to exterminate aberrations. Yes. Yes, it is. You just got it right. Immediately. Right? But Orgi knows that you know that, and that you're also playing a part in this because she wants you to kill Tadatsuru, which will separate you and Araragi even more. Through that whole human monster thing, of course, Araragi is going to think differently of somebody that he's seen murder. It's completely against his code. It's what separates humans and monsters in his eyes. There's that whole theme in Kizumonogatari about moving from like the first we had a name for them, the guys. There's like episode, there's like oh my god, guillotine cutter, you know, the guys. The first guy, the guy with the things on his arms, it's been so long. He dealt with that one peacefully, or relatively peacefully, and then episode he beat to within an inch of his life, but he didn't kill him. But the third guy he killed, right? The guy that's kind of like mental and crazy and fucked up, Like that was when he turned into the tree. I remember that. Yeah. So there's that theme in Kizumonogatari about murder, about moving from human to monster and making murder okay, taking the life of another, losing his own life in the process, being a vampire, turning undead. And now we're trying to use that same theme from Augi's perspective to put a wedge between him and Yotsugi. Okay, interesting. But it didn't work because we knew that was what you were going to do, apparently, or Guyan did. Bro. And like this visual language of like emerging through the bush into the light, and then like Araragi just didn't hear it. It's funny. I didn't say anything, I was just predicting random things. Even if they were true, I wouldn't know the motive. Yeah, we don't. We don't know what Augi's motive is yet. I've got some predictions, but they're probably wrong based on my track record. Still, as I've said before, I think the smartest part of the episode is that the episode knows what you think is going to happen. Where I thought that, and now thinking about it, I guess soft spoilers for Kubikiri Cycle. Kubikiri Cycle did the same thing, where I thought I knew what was going to happen at a certain point, and then no, wait, there's actually this whole other layer to it that we uncover by the end, right? He's very good at that, Nishio-sen. He very, very much is. He knows what you're thinking, which is something that not a lot of writers can do. What does it mean to be proper? What is correct? I am an aberration, a shikigami, a corpse, a tsukumogami, and with just this, I'm not proper, right? With all that I am, I'm not fitting into this proper archetype. And then, like, confusion as visual language seen here as well, right? I'm playing around using every trick in the book to stay alive, or rather to stay dead. And like the imagery of the scenery falling here, right? Like the set has fallen down, right? The prototypical arc that we normally exist within in Monogatari, it's falling to the wayside, right? We're revealing what's beyond it. And then, yeah, Crane falling. Do you want to hear a story about Tadatsuru? And then, yeah, we have a conversation between Araragi and Yotsugi about what the ideal plan is. What should we go in there and try to do, right? And there's a lot of disagreeing. And then we learn a little bit about, okay, I guess this is the story about Tadatsuru, right? That him and Yozuru, or Kaganui, their definitions of immortal aberrations are a little bit different. So Kaganui specializes in aberrations that are immortal but still living, while Tadatsuru primarily deals with dead aberrations that are still living, right? How contradictory is that, right? So in that way, Araragi's kind of right on that borderline, yeah. And I could see where you were into Tsukihi as well, right? An immortal aberration that definitely is living. There's no death to Tsukihi. Yotsugi, on the other hand, like that's why you don't care about her being an immortal aberration. That's because she's dead, technically, right? It's a corpse. That's why it isn't, in your bad books. But yeah, I don't know what the implication here is. Is it like that they want them dead? Is that the fascination or not? Because Tadatsuru would love the lifeless doll of Yotsugi, but thus, people being opposites, wouldn't that imply that Kaganui would want to kill the lifeless doll of Yotsugi? But as I said before, that's just not the case, right? Is that why you let her stay around? Is that what we're implying in this whole, like, Tadatsuru loves that, in that he wants to get rid of that? I don't know. Weird one. Alright, then this is very, very interesting as well. As an aberration, I am artificial. The one who supposedly planned the project, Guyan-san, we go into a lot of the backstory there, but we're also using the visual language of an idol as something artificial as well, something that puts on a guise, something that potentially isn't what it is behind the scenes that it is in front of the scenes, right? It's a pointed choice, for sure. And yeah, we see it here. The project planner was Guy Nezuko, and those involved in the production were One-chan, that being Kaganui, Kaiki, and Tadatsuru, right? Oh, Meme and Tadatsuru, right? Just doing a little bit of extra stuff. So the main, like, college group, plus Tadatsuru, who isn't associated. And yeah, it started as a summer research project for bored college students, the creation of an artificial Tsukumogami using the corpse of a human that lived to the age of 100. And yeah, Yotsugi is the reason why Tadatsuru and One-chan, Kaganui, are fighting in the first place, right? They're fighting for ownership of you. Now, this is okay. We use this image as well, yeah. So this is on you because I wondered where it was from because we see it later in his like ninja star, but it's also on Kaganui's uniform as well, and it's potentially in some other aspects of other people's character designs too that I haven't noticed yet. You know, is this a symbol for some reason? Is this a symbol of that group potentially and what they did, and that's why they put it on Yotsugi? That would make sense. But yeah, so this is all brought up to bring up the thing of Yotsugi saying, "Hey, Araragi, you should offer me up in place of doing anything that Araragi would do in this situation that's super heroic, right?" And then, of course, he responds with the whole skirt lifting. But we'll get to it. And yeah, this is interesting too. You chose Kaganui. Huh. And ever since there's been Discord, it's not like they were close friends to begin with, but this, was the straw that broke the camel's back in a way. Someone that gets along with a stray like Tadatsuru is rare. Oshino Meme is probably the only one that's potentially close. This is brought up again later when Tadatsuru is like, "Hey, you should look for Oshino Meme. He'll know what to do here." Then yeah, here we go. Right. In the worst case, she says a bunch of superlatives for it. Offer me instead of doing some crazy shit or using your vampire powers or that thing, doing Araragi stuff. And then yeah, we get this camera angle, and of course we know what it's leading to now. The wow is pretty good though when the skirt gets lifted. Um, it's very Monogatari. It's very Araragi way of dealing with it, right? Because he means super well by this skirt lift, but he still lifted the skirt. You know what I mean? Basically, what it's like, okay, if you're going to talk ridiculous things, I'm going to do ridiculous things to you as well, right? Things that are out of the ordinary. And as she continues to justify these things, right, these ways that we can get around this, the way that Araragi can preserve his humanity in this process, right? He keeps lifting that skirt. He keeps it lifted the entire time because he doesn't believe that anything that she's saying is real. He still thinks that it's nonsense. I do like the kind of moonwalking too, as she's like just kind of held in place by the skirt, still keeping up that robotic theme in a way, right? And then he's just an absolute fiend. He's a delinquent. He's a deviant. He's all sorts of things when it comes to sexually desiring. Anyway, we've been through all that. So then we eventually go with Araragi's plan, which is essentially I'm going to be the decoy, keep Tadatsuru's attention. You take the girls away and fly away and save them. I'm just going to grovel, I guess, but that's not going to work. But everybody knows that this isn't going to work, including Yotsugi, and then Tadatsuru also knows that Yotsugi knows this, and she breaks through and fucking punches him in the head, kills him with a big finger, right? I do like how we go into this as well. Like, even if you grovel, Tadetsuru's not going to fall for that because he's going to like prevent the birth of another immortal aberration, similar to how Kaganui justified what she was doing earlier as well, right? In like episode 2, where she said, "Oh yeah, I'm preventing another immortal aberration from appearing by doing this for you now, Araragi." So it's kind of good. I don't know. I saw that little connection there. And then yeah, the kicker, right? Even if the grovel, the 1 in a million chance does work, Shinobu's still a vampire, right? Think about it like the other side of Araragi. She's gonna die. Like Tadatsuru is gonna try and kill her, not successfully probably, but um, and then Yotsugi gets the idea. You should offer up somebody like Shinobu in exchange for your own life. That'd be awesome, right? It's like, well, no, that's doubly not going to happen. If there's any closer relationship in the show than Shinobu and Araragi, I haven't seen it yet. Right? I don't know why this is really pretty. Just that little small shot there. I commented in the moment too. Yeah, just nice. Nice stuff. Nice stuff there. And then, okay, we're bringing in another major theme in Monogatari here as well. Kind of child adult, right? You're not an adult at all. You think you can have your cake and eat it too, coming out safely with 3 hostages without giving up anything. But of course, Araragi wants to continue that kind of childlike innocence to it all and believe that he can do stuff like that. But it ends up not mattering at all anyway because you do what you do. you know? I like the imagery of a maze here too. Like we're sussing out the correct direction to go. It's pretty literal, but it works, right? Like this is the conflict. We have the conflict. Every part of the conflict laid out for us right now. We just simply need to draw that path between what we need, our start point and our end objective. We kind of end up doing this plan as well, right? So okay, let me split the difference, right, between childish plans and adult plans, right? I'm just gonna hit him. I'm just gonna hit him with unlimited rulebook, and it's going to be okay. And then we can take our time saving the 3 hostages. But in the process, I'm gonna kill him. He's gonna die. And as I said in the moment, like Araragi's never going to let that happen. I commented on Nadeko's snake, which is seemingly way more and more like one of the most relevant and poignant parts of the entire show. Something that happens like some comeuppance to an evil character or somebody perceived to be evil, right? Somebody that put a curse on somebody else, right? The constrictor or whatever we were calling it, right? He gets his just desserts when the curse comes back to roost, and Araragi is like really sad about it. He's like bummed out. Of course he's not going to let somebody he knows or somebody that's villainous in this way, right? Somebody that literally like kidnapped his sisters. He's not going to let him die, right? And then we're bringing in the human monster stuff again, right? He doesn't want people to die because he thinks that loss of life is integral to the human or keeping that human experience, right? Like the not wanting of the loss of any other humanity. So, despite what Tadatsuru's done, you killing him is bad. We don't want any human death here. We don't even want any aberration death. We just kind of let him go in the end. He's very non-violent, Araragi. And of course, like, this is all set up so we can see the justification for why there may be a wedge between the characters, but of course the characters already know that, and it's all fucked up that they already know that. Like, you know? It's fucked. Like, normally we haven't took the story this far. Normally at the end of an arc like this, a prototypical arc, we'll see kind of why Augie did something and then not do anything about it. We'll kind of like maybe just, oh, she's doing this for this reason. Oh, she's maybe doing this for this reason, right? And it'll be like a teaser for what's to come. We're not teasing this time. We're just straight up like saying what she's going to do and preventing it. It's crazy. Yeah, stop being human. Even if they kill people, people are people. Yeah, this is really coming together on a rewatch. We're bringing together like human, monster, killing people, not killing people, adult, child. What's the right way to view the world? Proper, improper, structured, unstructured, stage, no stage, you know? There's a whole part here about like dropping the skirt because she'll get cold. But now that I think about it, it's probably not about getting cold at all. It's dropping the skirt to like say that, hey, this is actually a good idea. Like, we should actually, like, do this, you know? You shouldn't consider what I'm saying nonsense anymore. And that's why I should have held on to the skirt, because, like, in what we end up doing does probably irreversibly change my opinion of Yotsugi. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I didn't let go of the skirt, she still would have like went with a different idea. I would have been self-sacrifice man, and she wouldn't have gone and murdered the guy. Is that what we're saying? And that's why I should have held on to that skirt? Because if so, that's fucking super interesting. That's crazy, right? Like we're using skirt lifting as an extended metaphor for like stop and go, almost traffic lights. That's crazy. Like if I let go of your skirt, this idea no longer becomes nonsense. Therefore, I should continue with whatever idea I'm thinking right now, which is what, like, killing the guy, killing Tadatsuru. Insane. It's so very Monogatari. It's it's casually perverted in a lolly kind of way, but also super poignant and a fantastic extended visual metaphor. Like, that's great. Yeah, okay, this image, yeah? Like this falling as I'm letting go of the skirt. But still I listen to her and let her go. Like, I'm letting go of the human Yotsugi in a way right now, right? I'm letting go of the human her, the her that wouldn't go on to kill something, right? That I'm gonna irreversibly see her as some kind of monster from here on in. Cool. And then we meet Tadatsuru, and he's just like a Chad, right? He has Dio's voice actor, which is also again spoilers for Attack on Titan, the Beast Titan, and Kaguya. It's in the back. I remember. Yeah, he's the dad. Yeah, great voice actor, right? Like very distinctive voice. Definitely hits that kind of respectful lower tone, right? It's hard not to think of him in a little bit more of a joking manner, but yeah, he definitely pulls off this performance, I think. His character design's kind of insane. It's way more traditional than I thought it would be. I thought he would be a little bit more fabulous, but no. And yeah, we have our ticking time of the scene, right? Which is almost to a T. Okay, so this is insane. Let's break down a few things first. Why is he feel like he's trapped here into his role here? That's crazy. Question 2. He mentions that he's not allowed on this mountain, right? But so then I thought this blue glow around him, it was like some force ghost shit. But it's not. He's actually there, and he was actually murdered, and he's actually not going to be in the show anymore. So, did he do a similar thing to Kaganui, where he bounced on the trees and is then technically sitting on this box and is not on the ground? He can't set his foot on the ground of that? Is that why it's a childish curse that he can't set foot on these shrine grounds? And yeah, there's something in origami as well. It's a very planned things where you make certain folds where you're supposed to make certain folds and it makes a thing, right? It feels like we're just following the plan of the origami in the same way that we're following the plan of the plot. Like there's something beyond this, right? That we don't need to do the origami like this. We can move beyond that and be a little bit more free form and not proper and that side of it. But he still feels binded to this. He needs to keep making this origami. He needs to keep following this plan to the exact T. That's crazy. One of the law of the signs, the origami clock. The law of the signs, it means things like that in this world? That sounds kind of awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. This is probably some math shit that I don't know. And then yeah, Yotsugi's basically lying here. It's okay, so we go with the decoy plan, where she's actually going to sneak inside and then just murk him. I'll look for the 3 girls that are probably inside. They're not. They're actually in the box already. And Ararangi, I'm going to get them out of there and you're going to grovel. That's definitely what we're going to do. Yep, for sure. And yeah, I'm going to the darkness, away from the light, humanity to monster. I'm going to go and kill the bloke. And even a little Shinobu added thing in here, which doesn't really amount to much IMO. Hey, I know you cherish those 3 that were kidnapped, right? I know what you think you're going to do here, but if that comes to pass, I'm going to suck all your blood and I'm going to murder the guy. He's going to be dead, right? Before I let you die, I'm going to turn you into a vampire. We'll do that whole thing, right? At the end of the day, I'm not going to let you go, no matter if you're human or vampire. Just know that we have that safety blanket, just Aragi's never going to die from this, right? So we, the audience, know, kinda. So yeah, something I'm continuing to notice here as well, right? So where was it here? This is Shinobu thoughts. This is seemingly a change from previous seasons. We got Augie thoughts, we've gotten Yotsugi thoughts, we've gotten Aragi thoughts, we've gotten Shinobu thoughts, we've probably got Kaganui thoughts as well. We're just saying whatever's on anybody's mind right now instead of the kind of POV character, which is a choice, sure. There's a great look by Aragi too after this, right? Just even if I can pause on it. Kinda. You can kinda see it there. Just the casual, smile of acceptance, oh, of course you would do this. And then he says a really cheesy movie-like line to announce his presence. And this whole conversation is going to be weird, right? Because now I know what's going to happen. He just knows that he's playing a role here. He knows that he's probably about to die. He knows that he's just being distracted right now. He knows all of that. Yeah, we go into that curse I was talking about as well. All through this process, Yotsugi's just sneaking through, getting into position. It's the cost Yozuru and I paid to reach something far away without knowing our place in this world. Something you call compensation. Paying off our debt, basically. There's surely more to that. Yeah, Aragi's here playing his role, right? Release the hostages, blah 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 blah. We know that he's acting, but Tadetsuru also knows that he's acting right now as well. They've got nothing to do with this. Come on, that's not true. Even I said in the moment, Tsukihi's related to this whole immortal aberration idea, at least. Yeah, but he keeps second guessing himself and not going through with the lines, right? Which is, it's weird, right? He's just like, no, that isn't right either. Huh. Like, I really want to get into why. Why does he feel compelled to do this? Why does he feel like he's trapped here doing this, right? That's a big element to this. Is he under some kind of control? I don't know. I really don't know. Because if he knows everything that he knows by the end of the scene that he reveals, right, that he knows, why doesn't he stop it? Why does he just go through with it? Why is he perpetually on this stage? Why can't he get off? Why? I just don't know. And I think we're going to dive into it at some point anyway. Yeah, him asking, like, why in the world am I here is the most, like, fucked up thing I've ever seen on screen. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, why am I here? You're supposed to know why you're here. I don't know why you're here. You know? This show's fucked me up. Like, an Araragi almost feels it up inside of himself, right? He's going to use that power at such a stupid question, and he's like, right, me, I'm the culprit, Tadatsuru says. And then this is the kicker, right? Araragi's like, well, you kidnapped my sisters to get me here to exterminate me, right? It's like, yeah. And then Tadatsuru's like, yeah, that's why, but why? Why would I do that? Why would I exterminate you? It's true that I'm a specialist who specializes in immortal aberrations, a stray specialist, more of an outlaw than the outlaws, with no ideals and acting on grudges. The acknowledgement of your harmlessness doesn't work, and I still have a full sense of aesthetics, right? I am the perfect person to want to get rid of you right now. He is the best of casting, as we see 2 spotlights on Araragi. We're bringing in our Kaiki stage stuff again, right? And then casting, right? I can't shake the feeling someone's cast me into this role. Of course, we, the audience, already know it's Orgi, right? Yotsugi already implied as much, right? But then we just don't know the motive as to why Orgi's doing this. Yeah, bring up everybody, right? Even Yozuru, Kaganui, as well as Yotsugi. The perfect people were cast in the perfect spots to do the perfect things, to play their perfect part in their perfect little play, right? But the characters shouldn't know that. I should be inferring that. They shouldn't say it on screen. And then, yeah, continuing to call Araragi, right? Araragi's like, but you still kidnapped my sisters, right? Even that anger. Aren't you supposed to be getting angry? Like, you're supposed to be, right? That's what you would do in this situation, right? The red and the blue is cool too. But yeah, he's right. What's the difference between me and you right now? We're both just in our roles. We're playing our roles. We're not allowed to ad-lib. And then, yeah, this final, like, warning, right? Look for Oshino. He'll know what's going on here. He'll be able to sort this out. He's somebody that wouldn't act as proper as I am in this situation. But why can't you do it, right? But yeah, of course, we've searched for Oshino. We have no idea where he is, but he could play the perfect referee for this kind of story, this game we're playing. And yeah, emphasis on proper as he continues to build his thing, right to the very top, right to when that count is going to expire, right to when he's about to do his final blow, right to when he's about to die. I should compliment, like, the really fast, like, animation on the origami too. I think it's kind of funny. Should we start now or rather end? Also, yeah, look on his little, like, gi, I guess you'd call it, almost robe words. It's that same symbol, yeah. And he's looking like he's got to throw the whatever they are at Araragi, but then he turns around and then positioned like a pawn, moved around like a pawn, and worked like a pawn. I'm sick of it already. I don't want to help you turn into a vampire. Find Oshino. If you can't, you'll have no choice but to become proper. Is part of Orgi's overall plan to get Araragi to be a vampire again as well? Because he doesn't want that, and that would be bad for him, and she likes being mean to him? Is that part of it? I don't know. I don't know what Orgi's thinking. She's weird. He's weird, she's weird, remember? Remember when he was a he for a little bit? What I ask for is right you. I beg you, do this with tenaciousness, human compassion. Approach this with those same feelings you've approached everything in the past, right? Human tenderness, not this kind of monstrous other side to how he's facing right now, you know? I'd like to ask for something extra. I'd like to make my once-in-a-lifetime wish, for goodness sake. I hear you've gotten embarrassed and won't say that line lately, but I'd like to hear it one more time. I loved it. How your expressionless self said that line to try to be full of it. Of course, we think he's talking to Araragi right now, but actually he's talking to Yotsugi, right? So as like a last wish, Tadatsuru is looking for that kind of posed look line from Yotsugi that she hasn't said in a while, which is kind of funny, right? He just wants that last little bit of fan service. Unlimited rulebook, I said with a posed look, finger up. evil eyes. And then she absolutely bonks him. He's done for. She kills him. And then yeah, like okay, it plays out from here, right? But we're still pawns on the stage right now, right? Like this is where the rift is supposed to happen between these characters, and Aragi's meant to think that she's really monstrous and disassociate from her and blah 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 blah, right? That's not what happens because we know that that's what's supposed to happen, so we act to counter it. Um, like this is where it all comes to fruition. If this was framed like a normal arc, this would be the separation point. This would be like the big ending. But it isn't framed like that at all. It's framed like we already know, you know? And yeah, it wasn't to do anything. She did it within her own will. She's no longer human. She's a monster. She didn't do any of that shit. She doesn't care about murder. All the themes are coming together basically. Yeah, I'm sure there was some way to spare him, but I killed him because I'm a monster. And don't end up like this devil boy or Neo-Ni-chan, right? This is like part of the cautionary tale of the whole thing, right? If we didn't have that layer of self-awareness about the situation, this would be the thing, right? I established my monstrosity in front of you to discourage you from acting as a vampire to push that side forward anymore, right? To I at one point was human. I have since not become human anymore. This is bad. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, especially somebody that I actually like Araragi. Like, but there's this whole other layer of we know what's going on and who's doing this and who's pushing this kind of stuff. Yeah, human story ends as a monster story. That's Tsukimonogatari to a T. We kind of go from human to monster back to human kind of again in the end. Even that line there, right? Like in what's kind of a punchline or an epilogue to the episode, we found the girls that were fine. We put them in bed, like really lampshading it, right? Which is I mean, Monogatari's specialty at this point, honestly. It's like they had been folded like origami into the box. That's kind of interesting too. Okay. And then, yeah, obviously still unable to touch the ground. It's like they're playing floor is lava. She's in the trees. You did it. Yeah, I did. Kind of. Well, with Yotsugi's help. I can't handle power jobs and then just jumps away. Weird. Yeah, and like we said, we did it all before dawn like we foreshadowed during that episode, right? We did it perfect, except that there's this darkness to it, right? There's this light dark dichotomy that represents the monstrosity that we now perceive of Yotsugi as, but also we don't because we know what the person's trying to do that's responsible. And we also know the person. We just don't know the why yet. Yeah, like a real like unglamorous, again, almost monstrous walk away for Yotsugi here, right? But it's framed fine. We get like happy, like opening motif music happening as well, which is good. Like, and then in summary, what kind of story was this incident? A fucked up one. It was fucked up. Like, okay, I'll bring it up here as well. I've noticed that the comments kind of cut back a lot during these past two episodes, right? I think a lot of people are waiting for this shoe to drop, where it's like, what the fuck? Because it's really hard to talk about this arc without this final episode. It is very, very, very important to what this arc is trying to say. I see. Okay, that's cool. A story where I can understand in my head, but I can't help but see her in a different light. A feeling of like instinctive disgust at it all. Wishy-washy and abstract. Somewhat manipulated using every trick in the book. And then yeah, the enemy's objective must have been to cause this split, right? The objective of this darkness, following Hachikuji Mayoi and Sengoku Nadeko, it's only natural that you would go for Ononoki next to separate me from her. Kind of like rule of threes, kind of like Araragi seeing the pattern there. Tadatsuru didn't fight at the end, he just followed a plan recklessly. And then yeah, this is a really out of place scene for mine. Just like Senshogahara showing up out of the blue. I know it's Valentine's Day, right? But like, I don't know, I guess we just talked things through for like a second, but sure. I guess it affirms Araragi's human tenderness type ideal, right? And kind of in contrast to being proper. I don't know. She's very cute here, though. I'll give her that. She's teetering a little bit like yandere, like way too obsessed with him. I don't know. Some people may be into it. I'm less so into it. I guess she's excited. It's Valentine's Day. I'll give her a pass. Little yay here. That's alright. I like the yay. I support yay. And then, yeah, we tell Senjogahara about what happens, about the vampire thing. Is it troubling if you can never see yourself in the mirror again? If that's the only thing that's troubling you, then we're fine, basically. Some implication about seeing her in his eye or something. It's weird. Yeah, even if you don't appear in mirrors, you appear in my eyes. Okay, that's kind of sweet. I'll give you that. Yeah, kind of, okay, we need to talk this through as like Senjugahara, Hanakawa, Araragi. We need to talk this through. Okay, this vampire thing, it's still kind of teetering on the edge. What should I do? Let's talk it through. Even if I don't let Shinobu suck my blood, some other catalyst may break the balance. Yeah, okay, we're kind of juxtaposing Kaiki and Araragi here, right? Like, should I keep living my life the same way I am living? Like Araragi's got a little bit of self-doubt there, right? Is this really the answer? And then Senjukahara affirms it. She affirms that she likes the Araragi that exists right now. Kaika was the kind of guy that showed off a peaceful everyday life, how relationships will continue forever. These are things he never thought about, right? Like good things. He never thought about these. You could say that he didn't like his life showing signs of living. I was mistaken into thinking that this stance was cool, that being above it all and not participating, that human tenderness maybe, was cool, right? But if something like that is cool, I think you'll find being uncool, Araragi-kun. And I see what we're doing here, right? Like, we're bringing in a lot of different ideas. There's a mirror here, so we're bringing in that. I don't know why she ties her hair up, though. It's a little bit weird. And wouldn't Hanakawa say the same thing, right? Saying that living the life you're living it right now, like in contrast to her being proper, like she used to be, right? Like, she doesn't say you should be proper as much as she used to, right? And that's a good thing. She's made positive progress, and you need to do the same, right? Continue being you. I don't know. There's probably some Japanese stuff there that's maybe could be translated better, but I think I get it, right? We're saying, Araragi, you're doing a good job, sweetie. Keep being you. Hanakawa took a leaf out of your book, and it's been better for her. And then, of course, contrasting properness with what we have going on with Orgi, of course. And yeah, Hanakawa is still searching for Oshino, right? Like, that whole Tadatsuru thing, that's what Tadatsuru is telling us to do. That Hanakawa stuff is going to come to a point at some point. And then Kabe down. But then he just keeps talking. He's pretty smooth here. And yeah, we're going to do Lavu Lavu for now, right? Sweet. Oh, this is sweet too. Okay. I was gonna ask, did she make the chocolate? She did. She made it here with these kitchen supplies. Very well done, Monogatari. You're saying a lot with a little. Picture's worth 1,000 words. And then yeah, this is hilarious, right? I want to show this camera movement, this cut, but I don't know if is it lewd? Let's see. Is it? Well, that is, and that is. But that isn't. Okay, we can use a bit of that. Okay, I'll cut there where it stops being too provocative. Yeah, just kind of that camera movement up, and then like, oh yeah, she's just sitting there the same way that she was sitting in the vending machine. And then yeah, these two freak out obviously, but he only has eyes for her. Walk straight up. What are you doing here? The sisters picked me up out of the vending machine, of course. But I won't stand on ceremony here because I've already talked for way too long about this. She's here because we figured that we know what Orgi's doing, so we're trying to counteract that by making these two be closer and keeping them in close proximity, right? But again, she's still posing like she is the doll, like she's the not human, right? Which is maybe that the Orgy stuff has still kind of worked because you're perceiving her like that? I don't know. There's something there. Probably. Yeah, I guess I'll say that everybody just knows what everybody's thinking at every point, and it's not really a story because of that, but it's very, very interesting. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to say the same thing I said during the ED. At every point during this episode, it knew what I was thinking, right? And then we know what you're thinking, so we're going to double down that we know what you're thinking and make it really awkward and weird. Even to the point where we end on a really generic line and then this look and then like, oh, we're done. It's all very nice and, proper. Like the curtain's almost closing. Good night. Perfect. Yeah, this episode fucked me up. It fucked me up good. I don't really have much else to say about it. Yeah, it's a doozy. It's maybe one of my favorite episodes for how fucking bold it is. This is a crazy ending to the arc. It's exactly not what I expected because it knew what I expected, I've never even probably seen anything like it. It's fucked up, but it's good. That was an episode and a half. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. I just hope it doesn't get much more complicated than that. I don't know if I can do it. At least to go through the episode again and have another look. If I just watched that one cold turkey and just went home, I would be like, so what was up? And I still may just be wrong about stuff. Again, it's all very predictive. I haven't seen the rest of what we have going on, and as I've seen from a lot of my predictions, I'm just straight up wrong sometimes. So I don't know. I really enjoyed myself though, and that's what matters. Shill stuff, I guess. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord, join Discord, love Discord, Discord. Speaking of Discord, vote in that poll. Talk to me about this order thing, because I really don't know what I'm watching. And why I'm watching it and when. I'm leaning towards democracy, but if there's like a real push behind something else, I don't know. What's my role here? Is it to mirror anime watcher experience, or is it to mirror novel order and see authorial intent? I don't know. I really don't know. Goodbye. I'm going to go sleep now and think about what I've done. Yeah, goodbye.